What's up YouTube? It's Jordan with J-Dubs Aquatics, bringing you guys another video for the Do's and Don'ts series. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. I've just been really busy getting ready for my son. He's still not here yet, but shouldn't be any day now, so I'll keep you guys posted on that. This week's topic, I decided to go with saltwater fish feeding, Do's and Don'ts. So I guess let's get started. First thing, research all your fish before you buy them. You should always know your fish's diet and what kind of foods you're going to need to provide for them. There's a lot of fish that need live foods, such as mandarin gobies or dragonettes. They need lots of copepods, or they'll usually starve to death. Mine just happens to have taken to the New Life Spectrum pellet food. That's not very common with mandarins. There's other fish, I believe. There's a lot of anthias that need to eat several times a day. And most people's systems cannot support feeding several times a day. So that's one thing to think about. You don't want to overfeed your fish. Overfeeding is going to cause lots and lots of problems. It's one of the most common mistakes that people make when they set up a new tank, and it's very easy to do. I recommend that you feed once every other day, unless you have a special fish that has to eat several times a day. You need to plan your tank for that and make sure your bio load can handle it. But I feed once every other day. I like a lot of frozen and live foods as preferred to flakes and pellets. Flakes and pellets tend to produce more phosphate and nitrate. You do need to rinse your frozen foods in RODI water to make sure you get off as much of that unwanted nutrients as possible, and dump it down the drain before you feed your fish the frozen food. That helps tremendously. When you feed, you want to make sure you turn off your pumps, wave makers, whatever you want to call them. A lot of them these days have a button you can push that'll turn it off for a certain amount of time. My pumps have a button that I can push in 10 minutes. They'll come back on, so that's pretty handy. Don't want to just dump your food into a high flow area and let it get blasted all over the tank. A lot of times it's going to end up just getting trapped somewhere or sucked into your filter and broken down quickly into phosphate and nitrate. So make sure you're feeding small amounts, and watch your fish eat the food before you put more in. If you rinse a whole cube of brine shrimp, I really don't recommend just throwing that into your tank. I think you should slowly pour it in and watch them eat the pieces, so they don't get spread all over your tank and again into your filter. It's always good to keep a good population of copepods and amphipods, even if you don't have fish that require them, but they are a good natural food source for fish, and they consume things that you don't want in your tank. Don't go crazy with fish when you're stocking your tank. You got to remember that more fish means more food you have to put in there and more waste, so you always want to make sure that you're not going to overstock your tank. It's very easy to do with salt water. I went a little bit crazy on my 37 gallon at first, and now I'm paying for it. So I've been catching a few fish to get my bio load down a bit, but don't overstock your tank. Do all the research and make sure that your fish are not too big for your tank and all that stuff. I recommend that you feed your fish in the same place each time. That's going to help your fish to remember they associate that spot with the good things, and usually after they've done this for a while, they'll come right up to you. And this is actually how I've been catching fish lately. They're so used to me putting my hand in the tank when it's feeding time that I put my little feeding cup in the tank, and my fish have literally swam right into the cup. And that's how I've been catching some of my fish. But anyway, putting your cup or feeding in the same place each time definitely helps your fish know where to go to feed. Don't feed your cleanup crew. They're your scavengers. I know they're going to come running as soon as you put food in there. It's going to make you want to probably feed them. Don't put extra food in there just for them. They're there to scavenge. Most of them are probably detrivores, and they feed on detritus. So don't worry about putting in food for your hermits, snails, starfish, etc. As always, observe your fish. Make sure each fish is eating and keeping a healthy weight. And I think that's about it for the day. So I hope this video helps you guys. Thanks for watching, and happy fish keeping.